A funeral held.
America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock.
For political activist Charlie Kirk. A county-wide cleanup.
It's vital for us to protect that coastline, to protect all of that marine life.
Celebrating the 40th anniversary of International Coastal Cleanup. And fun in the hall.
I've always just loved the feeling of, just being outside and just seeing the families just enjoying their time here.
A look into the Harvest Festival at the Berry Farm. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Dylan Pizet.
And I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Today is Monday, September 22nd, 2025.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Thousands gathered to pay tribute to Charlie Kirk, with President Donald Trump and other prominent figures among those in attendance. Thousands attended Charlie Kirk's memorial in Arizona, including President Donald Trump and other high-profile supporters.
Caplin News' Laura Iglesias is in the control room and has more on the story.
Tens of thousands of supporters and political leaders attended the Sunday memorial honoring Charlie Kirk.
Tens of thousands of people packing State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona on Sunday to say their final goodbyes to assassinated political activist Charlie Kirk. Lines of mourners wrapping around the block just to get in.
I need to mourn Charlie, and I wanted to be with fellow patriots.
We're here to honor a great man that was a man of God.
Several high-profile Republican leaders, including President Donald Trump, speaking at Kirk's memorial.
America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning.
Conservative political activist and founder of Turning Point USA was shot and killed earlier this month while speaking at Utah Valley University. He leaves behind a wife and 2 young children. His widow speaking out Sunday.
I saw the wound that ended his life. I felt everything you would expect to feel. I felt shock. I felt horror and a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed.
In a powerful moment where she forgave her husband's alleged killer.
I forgive him because it was what Christ did.
Federal and local law enforcement beefing up security ahead of Sunday service. The Department of Homeland Security designating the service as a special event assessment level 1, which is reserved for major events like the Super Bowl and the Kentucky Derby.
High-profile events such as this actually, when they're coupled with significant media attention and attendee profile, really present a very attractive target for somebody with malicious intent.
Kirk's memorial comes as political figures are increasingly worried about threats and attempted attacks. The White House recently asked for $58 million for security funding for executive and judicial branch employees. I'm Laura Iglesias reporting for Caplin News.
The service included tributes from his family and friends that gathered to pay their respects. From the control room, I'm Laura Iglesias.
After a calm hurricane season, things may be changing with Gabrielle, a storm being watched closely this morning by the National Hurricane Center. Yesterday, forecasters upgraded Gabrielle from a tropical storm to a hurricane. They are warning it could impact North Carolina and other states further north. For now, Gabrielle's winds sit at 75 miles an hour, but forecasters expect the storm to gain strength in the upcoming days.
Diplomatic pressure on the United States this morning as 3 countries announced Palestinian statehood. The announcement puts Australia, Canada, and the UK at odds with Israel and the US as conflicts in Gaza continues. The 3 countries' leaders say this coordinated effort hopes to make 2-state solution possible. France plans to recognize Palestine at a UN General Assembly next week.
Brazilians are up in arms this morning protesting against the possible pardon of former President Jair Bolsonaro and his allies. Bolsonaro and his allies are currently jailed for an attempted coup against the government. Brazilians in all 26 states and the federal district are engaged in these protests.
A Florida lawmaker is proposing a bill for armed church security amid recent violence. Reporter Megan Moriarty from WESH gives us a look at how residents are reacting.
Amid recent violence across the country, a Florida lawmaker has introduced a bill he said he hoped would never be necessary. It would allow churches, synagogues, and mosques to arm church volunteers in an effort to make people feel safer.
I am pro-gun, so if they're trained and qualified and vetted, then I don't see any problem with it.
I don't really have a firm yes or no. However, I can tell you that my mother, who is 80 years old, has told me that she's very scared to go to church.
I just was at a church meeting last night, and we had this very conversation.
It's something that many people we spoke with say they're not necessarily opposed to.
I know for a fact that in my congregation there are people who carry unbeknownst to the congregation, and I'm okay with that.
Well, I think security should be considered first and foremost, especially when there's mass gatherings of any kind, either in the public venue or in church. They attract some of the most unconscionable people. Not that often, but enough that it becomes tragic when maybe a little security would have made all the difference in the world.
The Security Services at Places of Worship bill, introduced by Senator Don Gates, would require volunteers to pass a background check, have a concealed carry permit, and have the security plan approved by a local sheriff. The bill would also provide an exemption from licensure requirements to certain volunteers who provide the service.
It's sad that we're there, but, important to do what we can to protect the vulnerable.
Megan Moriarty, West 2 News.
FIU students and volunteers rolled up their sleeves over the weekend to protect Biscayne Bay. Caplin's Gabriela Fuentes shows us how a coastal cleanup made waves.
Volunteers lined at FIU Biscayne Bay campus coastline, armed with gloves and trash bags, all taking part in the 2025 International Coastal Cleanup. Program coordinator Erica Somoza says protecting the coastline is vital.
So it's vital for us to protect that coastline, to protect all of that marine life, and for us as well. So mangroves work as a barrier. So more that we're getting these storms as they get stronger, this acts as a natural barrier against wave impact and storm surge and things like that. So really it's a natural protectant.
Volunteers say it's heartbreaking to see just how much trash ends up along the shoreline, from everyday plastic to larger items. The sheer amount left so many volunteers both surprised and sad.
As you can see, volunteers here at FIU Biscayne Bay campus are hard at work, picking up so many plastic bottles. But organizers say it's more than just about picking up trash. It's about raising awareness and letting our next generation know the importance of protecting our ocean.
Knowing that there's someone else, like not even involved with marine bio, but someone like me that's not involved at all. I love to be educated, and I know that I'm doing something for my community. I also live here, and each time I walk by here, I see the amount of trash. It's really sad to see, so I feel like I'm actually doing something.
At the end, thousands of pounds of trash were removed from the bay, a powerful reminder of the impact people can make when they work together to keep the coastline clean. Reporting for Caplin News, Gabriela Fuentes.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream cones?
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
I've always just loved the feeling of, just being outside.
A fall festival at the Berry Farm. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
See us dream. See us remember. See us protest.
You matter. Your feelings matter. Your identity matters. Everything about who you are matters.
See us fight back. See us rebuild. See us shatter stereotypes. See us inspire. See us united. See us now.
There There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
You won't feel the temperature drop here in Florida, but we have other ways to make it feel like fall. Today is officially the first day of autumn, and it kicked off at the Berry Farm with an opening weekend of its annual Harvest Festival.
Caplin's Valeria de Souza shows us how families are getting into the spirit of the season.
Fall is officially here in Miami, and this week marks the opening of the Berry Farm's 6th annual Harvest Festival. From hayrides to pumpkin patches, the festival is bringing the fall spirit full of family fun and community traditions.
This Harvest Festival has so many activities for children. My original thought was just for the fall season pumpkin picking, but it's actually been more than that.
Not only is this festival allowing families to enjoy the beginning of fall, but it also gives their workers something to look forward to.
I've always just loved the feeling of, just being outside and just seeing the families just enjoying their time here, having nice food, great ice cream, just giving them a really great experience.
As well as employees sharing their experience, managers highlight how this festival has grown beyond a seasonal event. It's become a tradition for many, drawing in more visitors every year.
So I think it gets bigger every year just because we want to really captivate the forever moment, and I think a lot of people find home in that. They want to set tradition. I believe families keep coming back because it's, again, that forever moment. They want to keep making memories. It's especially here in Miami, you don't see a lot of this agriculture around. It's mostly the concrete walls. So I believe that this takes you out of the city and gets you to a different environment.
The Berry Farm's annual tradition shows how one event can bring families, employees, and organizers together in different ways while marking the start of a new season here in Miami. I'm Valeria de Souza, Caplin News.
Summer may be winding down, but there's still time for something sweet. It's National Ice Cream Cone Day. The treat dates back to France in the 1800s and made its U.S. debut at the 1904 World's Fair. Today, ice cream cones are still a favorite, and many shops can be celebrating with special deals and discounts. So whether you like vanilla or something new, it's a sweet way to mark the day. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Every
Every day.
Millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
And I'm Dylan Bazet, and you can get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.